Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can create your own network, and you're the marketer. So you have a bunch of restaurants. Maybe you have it's a different niche. Maybe you're in home services and you have a bunch of independent contractors. Maybe you have a bunch of gyms in your network, or salons, or spas, or take any niche. And instead of them each having their own bot, you have one bot. You're going to throw some marketing dollars at it, generate leads, you're going to generate transactions. So it's a slightly different business model, but I just wanted to show you how you can set it up. I'm using restaurants, obviously, as an example here, and I have a couple of restaurants, Mama's Pizza and New York Barbecue. If I pick barbecue, I am going to get a whole bunch of things that I can then order from that restaurant. If I go back up and if I change that selection, let's just say I picked Mama's Pizza because I'm into Italian food, and you might have categories like barbecue and Italian and Chinese food and Mediterranean food. You can see here that I got now a menu of pizza options. So really, we have different menus from different restaurants in one bot. You're collecting the money here, and you're going to pay the restaurant. And part of your pitch to the restaurants are, well, you're using Uber Eats already and you're paying them 30% of the order. Maybe they only pay you 10%. Or maybe you have some friends and they're going to provide the delivery service for you, and you pay your friends and then you charge the restaurant. So it's really however you want to structure that business model is up to you. The idea for me here is just to show you how you can set up a network. Okay, so we've seen now what the sort of the general user experience might look like with a couple of different restaurants. Now I want to show you how I set it up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is actually the settings. And so what you're used to doing is when you build a bot for a client and they have their own Google Sheet, which you'll probably reference in your bot fields. I have a bot field, and it is for a Google Sheet that refers to what I'm just calling my clients. And you can see here that in this Google Sheet, this is like my master Google Sheet. And you can see here the gallery card. So I just list out all my clients. And you can see here that I include the links to their Google Sheet. So this is the first gallery I'm going to generate with those restaurants. And when the users select from that gallery, what it's going to do, there's that button select. And this is the flow step that's going to target. But we're actually going to set a value with a custom user field for a custom user field called client sheet. And you can see here that it's referring to that cell. So, all you need to do is just, add all of your clients to one sheet. And so when the user clicks the card in the gallery, it's going to set a custom user field with the link to the Google Sheet. Your bot field is basically referring to your master sheet with all of your clients. But if we go to user fields, and let me see if I can find it. There, we have this user field called client sheet. And so that user field is going to get set when users pick a restaurant. And if we look at this flow here, this is, we have a gallery request. And if I click that, you'll see that the first thing it's going to do is it's going to search my client's sheet. So that's referencing the bot field. And it's going to search the sheet name client list. So you can see here, this is the client list sheet. The client sheet custom user field will be set so that in any other request in the bot, I just, instead of referring to the bot field Google Sheet value, I just refer to the custom user field called client sheet. So I'm always going to search whatever restaurant they're looking at. Every request will be from the restaurant's Google Sheet. So you can see here it's referring to the user field. So everything else is the same except the sheet that it's referencing. So what's the caveat here? Well, your client's sheets all need to match your format. So, if your client wants customizations, forget it. These two sheets, this is the one for the Italian restaurant, and this is the one for the barbecue restaurant. They're exactly the same. Sheets are identical. The logic is identical. The only thing that's different is the menu. Every restaurant manages their own Google Sheet, and then you have that master sheet so that when users pick the restaurant, it sets that custom user field with that specific restaurant's Google Sheet and then uses that to present a menu and deliver execute the whole order flow. So I hope that helps. It's a totally different business model. I would say that you could do this with, a chain of restaurants, but probably unlikely. The larger the restaurant chain, the more sophisticated their needs are. But maybe a small chain of 3 or 4 pizza restaurants. But I think the real opportunity for you here is to build this network model where you're the Uber of X being sort of any niche, and you start with one restaurant, refine your all your flows. You have a formula, and you say, here, just plug in your stuff into this Google Sheet, and we'll take care of everything for you. All right, take care.